Hello coin collectors and history enthusiasts, welcome back to my channel today. First up, we're diving into an intriguing piece of Australian numismatic history. The Australia 50 cents 1983 coin, known for its distinctive brown layer when exposed to certain conditions. If you have one in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. Before we examine the coin, let's take a moment to understand the time in which it was minted. The year 1983 was a significant one for Australia. Bob Hawke became Prime Minister, and the country saw economic shifts that would shape its future. During this period, the Royal Australian Mint continued producing high-quality coinage, ensuring both circulation and collector coins maintained their prestigious reputation. The 50-cent coin, introduced in 1969 with its dodecagonal shape, was a staple of Australian currency by 1983. This year's issue retained its traditional composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. However, some coins developed a brownish layer over time, primarily due to environmental exposure and oxidation, making these pieces unique to collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this distinctive 50-cent coin. The reverse side, designed by Stuart Devlin, features the iconic Australian coat of arms. This design showcases a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield with representations of Australia's 6 states. The detailing on the shield and the animals remains one of the most recognizable features of Australian coinage. Surrounding the design is the inscription, Australia and 50 cents. On the obverse side, we find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This portrait, used from 1966 to 1984, captures a youthful queen wearing a laurel wreath, giving the coin a classical and elegant appeal. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II and Australia 1983. One unique characteristic of some 198350-cent coins is the brown layer that forms due to oxidation. This effect occurs when the coin is exposed to moisture, air pollutants, or improper storage. While it does not affect the coin's metallic composition, it does influence its visual appeal and, in some cases, its value. Collectors often debate whether this oxidation adds character or detracts from the coin's desirability. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 198350-cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition, with minor wear and a visible brown layer, it typically sells for around $74,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $77,000, depending on market demand. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coinage, this is a highly collectible and historically significant piece. And if you have a version in pristine condition, you might be holding a valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australian 50 cents 1983 coin. Despite the brown layer that some coins develop, this piece remains a fantastic collectible, rich in history and numismatic appeal. Next up, we're exploring a fascinating piece from Australia's numismatic history, the 1996 Australia 50 cents coin, specifically one with brown spots on the obverse side and in very fine condition. We'll dive into its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its current market value in dollars. So, let's get started. The year 1996 marked a significant period in Australia's history. It was a time of economic shifts and political changes, with John Howard becoming Prime Minister. Within the numismatic world, the Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality decimal coins, including this 50-cent piece. Australia's 50-cent coin has undergone several design changes since the introduction of decimal currency in 1966. The original round silver version was replaced in 1969 by the current dodecagonal 12-diagonal alloy. The 1996 edition continued this standard, featuring the well-recognized obverse design of Queen Elizabeth II. Let's take a closer look at the obverse side of this coin. The design features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait was first introduced in 1985 and remained on Australian coins until 1998. The Queen is depicted wearing the royal diadem, facing right, with her name and the country's name, Elizabeth II, and Australia, inscribed along the outer rim. The year 1996 is placed below. Now, moving to the reverse side, we see the iconic Australian coat of arms, a long-standing symbol of national identity. It features the kangaroo and emu, native animals representing progress and forward movement. The shield in the center includes symbols of the 6 Australian states, emphasizing national unity. The words 50 cents are inscribed below. One unique feature collectors often encounter with the 1996 Australia 50-cent coin is the presence of brown spots, particularly on the obverse side. These spots are typically caused by oxidation or contamination from improper handling and storage. While this can slightly impact the coin's aesthetic appeal, it does not necessarily devalue it completely, especially for those collecting circulated or unique condition coin. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 199650 coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with brown spots, the coin usually sells for around $60,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $64,000, depending on collector demand. For serious collectors, pristine examples graded by professional services can fetch even higher prices, particularly if they are free from spotting and surface wear. If you have a well-preserved version, it could be a great addition to your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1996 coin. Whether you're a casual collector or a numismatic enthusiast, this coin remains a great piece of Australia's currency history. Next up, we have a fascinating topic for you: the Australia 50 cents 1976 coin, particularly those with a brown patina in very fine condition. We'll explore its rich history, unique design, special features, and most importantly, its value in today's collector market. If you own one or are looking to invest, this is the video for you. Let's dive in. To appreciate this coin fully, let's set the stage with some historical context. The year 1976 was a significant period in Australia. The country was adjusting to economic shifts, and inflation was on the rise. The Australian decimal currency system had been in place for just over a decade, having been introduced in 1966 to replace the British-style pounds, shillings, and pence. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing decimal coins, including the 50-cent coin, which had become one of the most recognizable denominations in circulation. The first 50-cent coins, introduced in 1966, were made of 80% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the composition was changed in 1969 to a copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change made the coin more durable for circulation and kept production cost manageable. By 1976, the 50-cent coin was already a well-established part of Australian currency, used widely for everyday transactions. Now, let's take a closer look at the design and key features of this remarkable coin. The obverse side of the 197650 cent coin features a stunning portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and is distinguished by the Queen's youthful appearance, wearing a tiara. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, "Elizabeth II" and "Australia 1976. This design reflects Australia's continued ties to the British monarchy, which remains an important aspect of the country's political and historical identity. One of the unique characteristics of some of these coins is the brown patina that develops over time. This natural toning occurs due to oxidation, primarily because of the high copper content in the alloy. Depending on storage conditions and exposure to elements like moisture and air, coins can develop various degrees of patina, giving them a distinctive aged appearance. Flipping to the reverse side, we see Australia's official coat of arms. This design, created by Stuart Devlin, has been a defining feature of Australian 50-cent coins since 1969. It features the kangaroo and emu, two iconic native animals that symbolize progress and the nation's unique wildlife. The shield in the center represents the 6 states of Australia, highlighting the country's federal structure. Surrounding the coat of arms, the denomination 50 is prominently displayed. Now let's talk about the value of the 197650 coin today. If you own one in very fine condition with a brown patina, you may be wondering what it's worth in the collector's market. While circulated versions of this coin are quite common, those with attractive patina and minimal wear can command a higher price among numismatists. In very fine condition, this coin typically sells for around $92,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the value can increase significantly, ranging from $96,000. Special collector's editions, mint sets, or those with unique toning patterns can fetch even higher prices, particularly if they have been professionally graded by companies. For serious collectors, graded coins with pristine surfaces and well-preserved details are highly desirable. If you have a 197650 coin in exceptional condition, it might be worth submitting for grading to enhance its market appeal and ensure its long-term value. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 56 1976 coin, particularly those with brown patina in very fine condition. It's a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, combining durability, artistry, and collectability. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating and unique Australian coin, the Australia 50 cents. 2004 coin with brown patina and gray spots in fine condition. If you own one or are looking to collect, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To appreciate this coin fully, we must first understand the period in which it was minted. The year 2004 marked significant milestones for Australia, both economically and historically. The Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality coinage that year, introducing commemorative and standard circulation coins, including this particular 50-cent piece. The 50-cent coin has been a crucial part of Australian currency since its introduction in 1966, replacing the pre-decimal currency. Over the years, it has featured various commemorative designs celebrating national milestones, history, and cultural heritage. The 2004 edition, while not a commemorative issue, holds unique characteristics that make it intriguing to collectors today. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this Australian 50-cent coin. The reverse side features the classic Australian coat of arms, a design first introduced in 1966 and created by Stuart Devlin. It prominently displays the kangaroo and the emu, two animals symbolic of Australia's forward-moving spirit. The shield represents the 6 states of the country, surrounded by ornate elements. The design is both intricate and historically significant. Now, turning to the obverse, we have the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. His design, introduced in 1998, is characterized by a more detailed and mature depiction of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and 2004, along with the denomination 50 cents. One of the most distinctive features of this particular 50-cent coin is the presence of brown patina and gray spots. This natural aging process occurs due to oxidation, environmental exposure, or improper storage conditions. While it may not be ideal for collectors seeking pristine examples, it does add a unique character to each coin, making it one of a kind. For numismatists, patina and toning can sometimes enhance the visual appeal of a coin. However, in cases where the patina becomes too dominant or is accompanied by excessive spots, the coin's market value may be affected. Nevertheless, many collectors seek such coins for their uniqueness. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2004 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition and market demand. In fine condition with brown patina and gray spots, it typically sells for around $40,000. If you have a well-preserved or uncirculated version, the value can rise to $43,000 or more, with certified high-grade pieces reaching even higher figures. For collectors, the 2004 Australia 50-cent coin remains an accessible yet intriguing piece thanks to its historical significance and distinctive aging patterns. If you own one with a naturally developed patina, you may want to preserve it properly, or consider having it appraised for its unique appeal. That concludes our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 2004 coin with brown patina and gray spot. Whether you collect for history, design, or investment, this coin has a story to tell. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1999 coin. If you have one with green spots and in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The year 1999 was significant for Australia, marking the approach of the new millennium and various economic and political shifts. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing commemorative and standard circulation coins, including this unique 50p cent piece. The 50p cent denomination has been an integral part of Australian currency since decimalisation in 1966, replacing the earlier pre-decimal currency system. The 1999 edition is particularly notable because of its continued use of the dodecagonal shape, first introduced in 1969. It remains one of the most recognizable Australian coins, sought after by collectors for its design and variation. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this stunning 50-cent coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features Australia's coat of arms. The detailed engraving includes a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that contains symbols of Australia's 6 states. The inclusion of these national icons highlights the unity and identity of Australia. Surrounding the design are the words Australia and 50 cents. Now flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been a staple of Australian coinage since 1998 and is characterized by its sharper details and mature depiction of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1999. Some of these coins, especially those that have been in circulation or improperly stored, develop green spots over time. These spots are typically caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or chemical reactions with certain storage materials. While this does affect the coin's grade, it is still sought after by collectors, especially in very fine condition. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1999 Australia 50 cent coin varies based on its condition. In very fine condition with minor wear and green spots, it typically sells for around $48,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $51,000, with special collector's pieces fetching even higher premiums. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. If you have a version in near-perfect condition, you could have a much more valuable asset in your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1999 coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even if it has green spots, it still holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin. This coin, known for its brown and grey patina and fine condition, holds significant historical and collector value. In this video, we'll explore its history, design, unique features, and most importantly, its market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we need to look at Australia in 1984. This was a time of economic growth, modernization, and international influence. The Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality coins, including the 50-cent piece, which had been redesigned in 1969 after the withdrawal of the round 50-cent coin in 1966. The 19845 coin was part of the standard decimal currency, but over time developed an interesting brown and gray patina due to oxidation and aging. This coin was struck in cupro-nickel, a durable alloy that tends to develop a natural patina when exposed to the environment. This adds character and uniqueness to individual pieces, making them more interesting to collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. The reverse side of the 19845 coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features the Australian coat of arms. This striking design includes a kangaroo and an emu, two of the country's most recognized animals, supporting a shield that represents the 6 Australian states. The detailing is intricate, making it one of the most visually appealing standard coin designs in Australian numismatics. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait had been in use since 1966 and was a familiar sight on Australian coinage for years. The inscriptions include Elizabeth IV, Australia, and the year 1984. The coin's 12-sided shape adds to its distinctiveness. One of the most interesting aspects of this coin is the natural patina that some pieces develop over time. The brown and gray patina on the 19845 coin is usually caused by exposure to air, moisture, and handling. Unlike damage, patina can actually add to a coin's uniqueness and appeal, especially among collectors who appreciate naturally aged pieces. Some collectors specifically seek out coins with even, attractive patinas, while others prefer bright, uncirculated pieces. This diversity in collector preference keeps the market dynamic. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1984 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition. In fine condition with noticeable wear and patina, it typically sells for around $72,000. However, coins in better condition, especially those with appealing patina patterns, can fetch up to $74,000 or more. Uncirculated and proof versions of this coin, still in their original mint packaging, can sell for anywhere from $76,000. If you come across a well-preserved example or one with an especially attractive patina, you may have a collector's item that is worth holding on to. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin. Whether you have one with a beautiful brown and gray patina or a shiny, uncirculated piece, it remains a valuable part of Australia's numismatic history. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more coin content. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.